Saying no can be hard to do, but well worth learning. Have you ever said yes to someone and truly wished you had said no? Have you been asked to be on a committee or take on a project at work or even just go out to dinner with friends that when you really didn't have the time? I think most of us go through this from time to time. The question is, why do we put ourselves through it? If you think about it, at one time you were great at saying no. You were only about 2 or 3, and you had no problem saying no. That was a rebellious reply, though. You were trying to exercise your independence long before you were ready to be responsible for yourself. Over time, though, that courage, or more accurately, defiance you display is corralled in order for you to be more compliant. As an adult, though, being too compliant creates its own problems. The key to understand is that you have to look after yourself. If you don't have time to work on a project, be a part of a committee, or go out with friends for dinner, it's okay to say no. Most people will understand and be gracious about it and move on. You, on the other hand, will be feeling guilty as though you let someone down. The question you have to ask is, why do I feel guilty? For most of us, the problem is that we don't want to let others down. We're afraid that if we say no, they'll get upset with us and may not even like us anymore. Or at the very least, it might be that we have a fear of missing out on something. The reality is that most of these thoughts are only in our heads. Here are a couple of questions to ask yourself before saying yes. Do I have the time? Is this something I really would like to do, or would I just be doing it to satisfy someone else? Understand and respect no as an answer. We all deal with people that just can't take no for an answer. We typically think of the high-pressure sales tactics of telemarketers, and aren't they fun? And then there's our children when they were small. How many times did you have to fight with your kids to get up, get dressed, eat breakfast, stop jumping on the bed, share a toy, clean their room, or go someplace they didn't want to go? If you're like me, there were way too many battles to count. And just like you and I, they grew up and didn't say no as often. Then somewhere along the line, as adults, we forget how to say no. There does come a point, though, where we need to learn how to say no again. It's not a big word. It's not hard to pronounce. But because of the way we're raised in our society, no has a negative connotation. Learn to set personal boundaries. One of the great benefits of being able to say no is that you reestablish your personal boundaries. All too often we say yes because we don't want someone to be upset with us, or worse yet, not like us. It's important to remember that you teach people how to treat you. When you say yes to almost everything, you teach people that you can be taken advantage of, that your time is more important or more valuable to them than it is to you. When you say no, you're telling others that your boundaries are important to you. You have to recognize that you have value. Whether you were talking about work relationships, friendships, or romantic relationships, you do have value. You shouldn't be a doormat for anyone and everyone to walk on. It can be very uncomfortable at first to reclaim your ability to say no. You can be polite, but remain firm in your answer. If you'd like to learn more about setting boundaries and saying no, check out the books Boundaries and Boundaries in Dating by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. I hope today's topic is helpful. Join me next week for the Power is in Your Must-Have list. Now, please go to my Facebook page, Rick Sodebeer, Relationship Coach, and click the like button so that you see my daily tips, insights, and inspirations in your newsfeed. Then join me on Facebook weekly for Monday Mastery, live at 5, where I talk about whatever's happened over the weekend and how it applies to dating and relationships. Thanks for watching. Have a great and blessed day.